Hey, you guys, welcome back to another review. We're going to do Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it's just, y'all know it's just been. Stay tuned for more.
We keep it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and feel some tea. Join the Kourtney family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun just for you. Go and God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first. Hey, what's going on, Kourtney folks? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video of Kourtney Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. Ask somebody to call me in the comments E-Rub because I got to have Bengay, Neosporin, and everything else for my elements. Anywho, this is week 5 after my surgery. Still having a little pain in my leg and a little back discomfort. I go for my follow-up, second follow-up, this weekend. Hopefully they can put me back on, light duty or whatnot. Having a lower back surgery is rough, man. But anywho, enough
I
about
know
me.
when you click that button, you thought this was Huntsville review.
Alright, my name is Eddie, aka E-Dub. This is my lovely wife,
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
This right here is Kourtney Eddie. This channel's all about relationship reviews, entertainment, and my ailments, and rants and jokes. And tonight we're going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And also, I forgot to give somebody a shout out. Miss Wanda, I appreciate the well wishes and everything after my surgery. I forgot to give you the shout out, but Miss Wanda, I appreciate it.
Yep. So if you're brand new to this channel, you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you click tap, 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 tap. And make sure you comment, you like, and you share. And I was finna say something. No, I ain't finna spoil it for y'all. I ain't finna spoil it for y'all. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it, huh?
Aunt your mammy. Aunt your mama.
That would be Miss Nell. All right, so let's get into it. So Nell is visiting her son Lance, and she walk in the door just like a mama, grandmama, great grandmama.
Miss Nell, she has an old soul, man. It's a trip how you take a person with an old soul and try to make them young. You know what I'm saying? Or act, with the wigs and the clothing and all that. That's not her lane. That's not her lane.
I don't think it is. I don't know if she trying to do that because now she's, on this show and stuff like that. But we first seen them. That ain't now. Chris still was like he was,
yeah,
but
he still fly.
But she wasn't like that. She was just more, But anyway, so yeah, she come in the door fussing and stuff like that. So it seems as though now, again, I ain't going back and watching see the thing with Lance, but it seems as though Lance is she's a single dad. Oh, okay, this just sounds funny hearing it. But so he's a single dad. I don't know if the child is with him full time or they got shared custody where, the child come over his house sometime and vice versa or whatever. So, it seems like he was like, ooh, child. No, he didn't say ooh child, but just waking up at 2:00 in the morning, she need a bottle, she want to be changed, she need this, that. I was like, women go through that all the time, bro. Even with a man in the house laying next to him, or a man, not being in the home. But women go through that all the time. Then he's like, then I got to go to work. I said, welcome to a woman's world.
Yeah, cause I used to have to do that. When I'm the oldest child of 4 kids. My brothers and sisters were born. I never forget, wake up in the middle of the night. My mom wake up and we get the bottle and stuff. And because she always had bottles on standby in case they wake up in the middle of the night and feed them the bottles.
I know how this works, but go ahead.
So yeah, I thought, golly, shut up, baby. Take this bottle. I'm trying to get some sleep. I gotta go to school in the morning. And my dad, he was knocked out because he had to get up and go to work in the morning. So it was my job, my mom's job to do that.
But you had to go to school.
Yeah, I know. So I know how it is to be a single mom.
Do you, mom? That means you birthed the child and everything. Okay.
Hey, so, I'm just saying. I understand the parts of wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, the waking up in the middle of the night. Yeah, that ain't fun. That's why I said if I ever had a child again, the child would have to be pushed out the canal at about 5 years old. Like, we want you to already, I ain't got to potty train you. I ain't waking up for nobody. Like, you going to sleep all during the night. But,
Now, if I would have a child now at my age, and they wake up in the middle of the night, waking me up, soon as that child goes to sleep in the middle of the day, wake up. You woke me up in the middle of the night, waking you up right now. I'm giving him the payback.
So Nell was like, she trying to find a way to which she can help her son out because that's what moms do sometimes. So she trying to find a way. So she was like, well, what if I, I think she said, come over here or take the.
At first she said, you can drop the baby off at the house. So I can watch him a couple of days out the week. And that's when Lance said, no, because the baby's so used to me. I'm thinking he's full time, apparently.
It seemed like it.
Because he said the baby's so used to him being around. So he said, that's when Miss Nell said, well, if you don't want to drop the baby off over here, I can come over here and stay a couple of nights out the week. And that's when Lance said, well, you might want to ask Dad about that first. And Miss Nell said, no, I run the show. I'll be over here in 2 days out of the week. I ain't got to run this by him.
Like, we've been married 30 years, and I'm a grown woman. I do what I want to do when I want to do it, so he's just going to have to make some adjustments. That's basically what she was saying.
Yeah, little did she know.
So the thing is that I do understand about that because, like, when my grandchild was pushed out the birth canal child, she didn't like me. She didn't like him. She liked him more than she liked me. But I understand that separation thing, honey. So you ain't got time to be dealing with no child screaming and hollering.
I don't think that was separation. She didn't like you. For some reason she won't do it to me. I think I'm the baby whisperer. Babies get around me and they calm down. I don't know why. I just don't know why. And that was proof when she came over here. She looked at you. She looked at me.
But she didn't have a choice. But she really was crying around you too.
No, she was calm. I went in there. She settled down. You got mad. Went on the deck, started smoking. I don't know what.
I know you lying. The delusion of it all. That nerve pain, child. I guess you in the Lulu ring. But anyway, so as she was saying all that, I think she said something about, Destiny called her and said, you could have told me. And Nell said, I don't owe you nothing out of got. I don't owe you nothing. That's what she said she told. And so he was basically saying, as far as him and Destiny, like, they both knew what time it was, He didn't. She said she didn't want nothing serious, and he took it as that. Now you definitely can't tell a man that.
Yeah.
And he just gone. I'm sure they probably had intimate relationships and stuff.
No, the way when Miss Nell said she didn't give it none. So if she didn't give the Destiny didn't give Lance none, he went somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm just going by what they say.
Yeah,
okay.
and he probably told his mama that. But come on now, like. Yeah, dude was like, she find me attractive. I find her very attractive. He did say that, and I don't know. This and give them vibes. I don't look like
she a man either.
Don't look like she's trying to be celibate. Let me just say that.
I ain't saying
she's horny around.
Don't, and she's not that type of girl. She's a good girl.
I really enjoy. I'm not saying that you can still want what you want and be a good girl. What you talking about? I ain't talking about sleeping around, but they don't look like she finna just It's too much chemistry there.
It was too much chemistry. Huntsville is too small. Just be sleeping around.
But anyway, Nell said she was out there flirting with my godson, Chad. So.
That's what I'm saying. No.
This was like, honey, anybody can get a child.
Anybody?
No, I'm not saying
anybody?
that.
Dang.
I'm not saying that.
Ooh, Destiny.
I'm not saying
around the way girl for real.
That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is she says she's single. So, hey, and grown women do it. Grown women do it. If you're a single woman, she want to see. The thing
men, we do it all the time.
And men don't get called hoes like
I'm not calling her a hoe. I just don't see her doing that.
I know what I'm saying is that if she wanted to,
knock yourself out.
I don't like that stereotype of if a woman sleep with a man, she a hoe. What
if a woman sleep with 3 or 4 guys in one day, hey, it's no judgment here. It's no judgment.
Nasty though.
Hey, the point is, man, we do it all the time.
So it's still nasty.
It's still nasty, but hey, I'm not gonna judge you. You're gonna go out there and get your drawers up to in the Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's on you, baby.
You have to put that other one in there. You could have left Tom and Harry in there, but you ain't have to put that.
Dick is an actual name.
I know that.
See Dick Run. See Jake Run.
On this YouTube because they don't know that.
It's a name.
But anyway, let's move on. So Kim and Tisha.
Yeah. Sound like Miss Nell just then.
So Kim and Tisha meeting up and Destiny joined them. And Destiny said she apologized for not making to your event.
She making that money,
she
baby.
Had to get on the TikTok live.
And she making that money, baby. Ooh, tiki-taka.
And so she had to sell her products and stuff. I guess everybody trying to do what Storm broke the internet to do over there on TikTok. So everybody said, let me try. I don't blame you. Do what you need to do.
And when TikTok first came out, I didn't know anything about TikTok. I was like, oh, they got a new app for a watch? That's what I thought. TikTok. Yeah, I did. TikTok is a clock. I thought they got a new app for a watch. Wow. Everybody going crazy over this new app. Then I got on TikTok. I was like, oh. And when I got on TikTok late because, old people like us, we the last one to know because all the young people jumped on TikTok at first. And when we got there,
you say old people, just say you. Don't us me.
You too. You jumped on. You jumped right
on. I jumped on it late.
Yeah. Then after they saw, old people jumping on, so they went to switch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Twitch. See there? I thought Switch. Twitch. First it was Facebook. Not first it was MySpace. Then ran to MySpace. Then they went to Facebook. Then we ran to Facebook. They left Facebook with the Instagram. Then we went to Instagram. They left there and went to TikTok. Then the old people went to TikTok. They left there and went to Twitch.
The young people just stay somewhere.
We're gonna follow y'all
because the folks is gonna.
We're gonna follow y'all.
I think I downloaded the Twitch app, but I don't think I ever got on there. They got so many other apps now. You know what I'm saying? They got BlackTube. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what this was over there trying to make her money. Okay, so Kimmy said, as they was talking and stuff like that, Kimmy brought up the fact that Nell, Chris, NDAs and all that stuff, whatever, and Nell said that Tisha was in her face and just rehashing all the stuff that I'm saying that Destiny missed.
You can tell the storyline for this season is not too expanded. Because they still rehashing the same thing over and over. The 3 storylines, it seems like Lance and Destiny, Nell and Tisha, and Maurice and Jaylen.
Yeah, that pretty much it, honey. And so they said when I think all of them said, listen, let's just stop talking about folks' marriages and stuff like that or whatever. Tisha walked away when Destiny brought up the Martell, she said, well, let me leave on that one. And so Destiny made it clear, that's why I could say that Destiny a friend, honey. She seemed to be a friend. Before y'all come at me, she seems to be a friend to Martell. And because she was like, one thing about it, I wouldn't have never known y'all if it weren't for Martell. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like the third party or trying to be starting up mess, going over here, going over there. Like, in her words to me, I still ride with him. Now I call him out on his BS. I hold him accountable. I say what I need to say to him, but that's still my friend. That's still my buddy. So, and she said what she said. I was like, that to me, that's a true friend, honey. But they started talking about, Lance and the situation and how Destiny was making googly eyes at an event, I guess last season, where she was evidently flirting with this other guy. And Lance was like, well, I see you got eyes for not just me, but I guess for other people as well. And she was like, where'd that come from? So she think Kimmy said something to Nell about it, blah, 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 or whatever. So again, Destiny says she's single, she's a grown woman, she do what she want to do, honey. She want to googly eyes at somebody, she'll googly eyes. She said he was attractive, he was nice. Look, I don't know who the dude was. I don't know if that's Nell's godson or what, but, anything.
Hey, you single woman, do what you want to do, man. You want to look at other men, you want to look at other women. Hey, knock yourself out. You single.
And I think you talked about it too. Like when Lance said that Destiny said it wasn't nothing serious, then it wasn't nothing serious. So I guess he said in his mind,
I'm free to do what I want to do. You know what I'm
saying? She can't say nothing about him having a baby because
if you're not on lockdown with that person got every right to go out there and date and live their life.
That's why when women are dating, you know what I'm saying, don't get too serious with these guys unless he gets serious with you. That's the basically how it is. Don't cut off and say, okay, we dating, because everybody don't understand the concept of dating.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, versus a relationship, because they're two different things.
You gotta put boundaries down, man. You gotta break it down to certain people because you dating somebody, they think y'all in a relationship. No, dog, we just dating. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, if I met you, I got female friends. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm not locked down with anybody. I'm got female friends. We just kick it. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
never told me that.
I did tell you that I have female friends, and I said, you
He
know,
lying,
I
child.
did.
You never said you had female
I
friends.
did.
No, I promise you.
I never told you that.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
You never told
I
me.
probably when I mentioned, I'm probably cut them off then, or they probably mad at me because see, some of my female friends want me to be committed to them, and I refuse to do that. So they got mad at me and they cut me loose, or they try to do some harm to me. So I had to go into hiding. So then when you came along, I thought, okay, she look like she's safe, like she looks sane. Okay, I might can do some things with her, and yeah, here she is. Can I come over? I don't know, babe. Just get on work.
So now the Lulu kicking in. So the thing is that like even when I was out there dating, like, you know, I wouldn't say I made it clear, but it wasn't like a situation where people was in a relationship. One guy was like, you know, I'm dating, and I said, well, I am too. Like, I'm gonna go on dates with different people, and he go on date different people. So like, if we was to see each other out somewhere, then it ain't no big thing, and that's the way it should be.
You told me that.
Yeah, I feel like I had to tell you that.
Yeah,
because that's just somebody I was dating.
You never told me that.
So, but yeah, so it wasn't no big deal. But when people when people up front about the situation, then yeah.
Or don't be like the coach of my high school dating people and the woman take him to the.
I want to do the different. I want to talk about that.
And I'm saying, how you gonna? You live with a man, and this man's married. Y'all hook up. Knowing you living with your boyfriend, you gonna bring this man back to your house, and the boyfriend walks in and see y'all together. How stupid can you be?
Go to a hotel, child, if you want to do that, but don't bring
bring it back. Yeah.
In there. I don't care if you do. I don't care if your man say he going out of town for a week, child. Don't do it.
And also, you gotta be careful nowadays too. I believe I shared a story with you guys when I was out there dating, and the girl said, "Yeah, me and my boyfriend, we broke up. We ain't together no more." I go to her place. We on the couch chilling. There's some keys in the door, and the so-called ex-boyfriend walks in. He said, "Man, I ain't got no beef with you. I gotta talk to her." And they went in the bedroom screaming and shouting. I snuck out the front door.
Right.
So I said, "Man, that's it, man. Because if he was unstable or if he was in a rage, he could have took it out on me."
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Could have been the first person you.
Right. So I'm saying, you know, you told me y'all broke up and whatnot. So now
to have a key to come in.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. People, you have to be careful out there.
It's too much. It's too. That we ain't gonna talk about that, but it's too much. STDs out there and all that stuff too, child. Because they said Texas got it going on, honey, not in a good way, and all these other places. But yeah, you just have to be careful, you know. If you find somebody that you can see yourself with, child, settle down, honey. Ain't nothing else out there.
Yeah, you gotta be 6 feet with a 6-pack and a 6 figures. He could be 5 feet with a 5-pack and 5 figures, as long as he treats you right.
5 feet.
Yeah.
Chad, that's too tiny. You can sit up on this table. Anyway, so Nell and Tisha, not Tisha, but what's her name? Trisha. So they sit down and they talk, and they was talking about they had a good time, yada yada. She had a good time at her event and all that stuff. So Nell brings up the fact about Tisha was in her man face, and she was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have a talk with her. And Trisha was like, well, I ain't never known her to be like that. She was like, yeah, but that's for you, but for me, I'm gonna sit down and have a talk with her. That's basically how they went, Chad. Because now, as we were talking, we was like, oh, reality TV is, if this little spark here, then we got to contend with the spark over here and go over there and go over there and go over there, then to this spark. That basically what.
That's all it is. They take that same little spark and take it to different locations. You know, say, oh, let's do it over here by the tree. Let's do it here by the dumpster. It's the same little subject. They got to rehash over. And got to drag it out.
And it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
It could have been left on the last episode. It ain't nothing that had to be talked about this episode. Okay, Nell, you could have addressed it right then, but no, you got to tell her here. Okay.
I guess this is what happens when you run out of storylines. You know what I'm saying? Storylines starting to dry up. You don't have much to go on, so this is what you do. You rehash the same storyline over and over again. So my main thing for this show is that either You got to bring some more people on in the show.
Or people that got good stuff going
Right.
on. I'm not a fan of Trisha. I'm just not a fan of her. But
Yeah,
the man.
you got to bring somebody on the show that has substance that you can have a good storyline on. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when Nell and Martell was going through what they was going through, that was a storyline.
It was entertaining to watch, but it did get exhausting because now we're going to talk about it again and again and again and again and again. It got really exhausting. And I know some of you guys are loving this show because, you know, it's centered around Mel. And some of you guys don't like the show because Mel not on the show. So, I mean, it's kind of probably like either or. But for me, I feel like I said before, I feel like something is missing. And it's not just Mel, because when she was on, I still felt like something was missing. But it's something that needs to change because I'm not sure how far this show can go where you actually have people that are interested in watching it, you know. So
yeah, they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to revamp this show. I'm talking about the floor up. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep the same core members on there, that's fine. But you got to bring somebody else on that show that's gonna, you know, reunite this show. I'm talking about just give it a good spark.
I don't know who that is because I know they tried to get Stormy and the folks don't ran her off.
I believe, to be honest with you, they fumbled the ball with Stormy. I think they had the ingredients right, the ingredients with Stormy, but I think they handled that whole situation wrong.
And to me, a person like as such as Stormy, and like I said, I watched Stormy on the internet before she even came on here, anything like that. So I seen parts of her hustle and grind and how she used to make the videos and skits and all that stuff, whatever. But the thing was, to me, in my opinion, y'all not giving us deets into these folks' businesses per se. Y'all just want some bull crap drama started, and that's the whole focal point. Can you give us an even balance, please? The people, we want an even balance. We want to see inside of businesses as well as that's how, you know what I'm saying, the drama should be. But that's how it should be on these.
It was one show. It was on Bravo or some other network. The Matchmakers. To me, that was a good show.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Matchmaker, because it shows you the behind the scene of matchmaking. They had their own competence in business. They had the business part and they had the drama part of it. Yeah. It was an even match. Yeah. But I just think it was on the wrong network.
Bravo.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what happened with Trisha and Nell. Now let's move on to Jaylen stops by to see his mom at her place of business. And so he had to tell her some good news, honey. We didn't even know the good news. He said, I got a job offer in Huntsville.
Yeah.
And it was because of blacks and his experience and how he said he started from the bottom. Now how he kind of helped it build himself up. And that gave him the experience that he needed. How Marcel was throwing him in there. So you gotta sink or swim, brother. And that really truly helped him to build his experience to now he can apply and he got a job offer somewhere else.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what he's going to do about the job offer in Colorado.
He said he didn't want that.
Yeah, you know, but the pay in Huntsville was better, I guess. And, you know, and like I said, you know, I really think between Marceau and Maurice being in his life helped him out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, growing up, some parents, especially father figures, they groom their sons totally different. You know, some father figures will give their kids anything they want, so they won't have to work hard for it.
Right.
Me on the other hand, no, life is not gonna be. I'm not gonna be here. So you gotta understand how life is gonna be. You gotta pay your bills. You gotta grind. If I can help you, I will help you. But if I continue to help you too much, you're gonna depend on that help. And I'm not going to be here, so I want you to figure it out on your own. And I got some people, they raise their kids totally different, you know. You can stay at home, you ain't got to pay no bills, you know what I'm saying? Even though you got a good job, you got to save your money up, pay your bills, you know what I'm saying? And it's a fine line. If you're going to stay at home, you got to pay something, you know what I'm saying? So you can get used to it when you get out there, you can be paying something. That's all, you know what I'm saying? I want you to get used to paying for your house, paying for your bills, because you're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? You get out there on your own. I'm not used to paying that. How you get my money spending what I want to spend, then your bills and stuff get behind. Man, that's all.
So as they also was talking about, he talks about, you know, the conversation that happened with Marceau and Maurice and how he feels like Maurice was more of a mentor to him, but it actually helped him.
Right.
So just like what you said. So it actually helped him and stuff. So, you know.
You don't want to give your kids everything. Let them work for something. Some of the kids, they spoiled like I don't know what, soft. That's what's wrong with these kids now, that they're soft. Ooh, I got fired. Suck it up, buttercup. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get fired, man. You gotta brush yourself off and get back out there. Don't crumble.
So Kimmy was saying that she's excited that her son is in, of course, that's she said selfish part, but her son is staying in Huntsville, and she was like, well, maybe we could work on some project, me and you together, and Maurice and yeah, can work on that project together and stuff. So she's excited about that. So good for him.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know how life gonna end up, but we can take those experiences and help build ourselves up. So Chris visited his son Lance. I guess it's his son, child. They said Nell's son, but I know that as far as color, it can skip different, generations and stuff like that. He real light skinned it. And stuff. So I wasn't sure if that was Chris' son, what I'm saying? But y'all can tell us if what's his name, Lance, is really both of them's, son. But anyway, he was like, he came to visit his son, and we're talking about the child and how he was like, Mom want me to, said that she can come over there and stay at the house a couple times and help me out and stuff like that. He was like, I told her she need to talk to you. He was like, listen, I'd have told your mom talking about boundaries and stuff like that. We got to set boundaries because y'all kids, I don't know, 4, 5 of them, whatever.
I think it's 4 of them I saw. And that's what I'm saying. Some parents don't set boundaries. So they always run in and rescue their kids. Don't get me wrong. If the kid need help, help them, man. The point is, every little thing, every little small bump in the every little small bump in the road, don't run over there to try to rescue your child. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to learn the hard way too. That's how I learned. You know what I'm saying? Every little bump in the road I ran to, I had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And, once you figure it out, you feel like, you feel that self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm a big boy now. And Chris said, my wife going to your house in 2 days. Oh no, that ain't gonna happen.
I need my wife.
How
would you feel?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want my wife going to leave my house 3 days out the week for babysitting. No, you the one who went out there, laid down, that one who got that baby, not us. So why we got to suffer for it? You know what I'm saying? I understand about grandbaby, but you the one made that decision.
That's why I ain't the average grandmama.
That's what I'm saying, man.
My son called me the other day, son. I forgot what he said, the words, but I was just saying you want to be a grandmama because sometimes you don't act like a son. I was like, I'm a grandmama, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to do all the stuff that they call quote unquote grandmamas now, but when she need me, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so that's the thing, man. I'm not gonna be out there trying to clean up your mistakes all the time. I might do it once, but if you go out there and do it 2 or 3 times, that's on you, dog. That's on you. I'm sorry.
So he was also talking about as far as the boundaries and stuff like that or whatever, and like we don't mind helping you, but like what you said, like we ain't finna like I guess continue because it taps them out, So it taps them out, and now they house in chaos.
Right, you throw everything out of whack, man. Even when my daughter was staying here when she graduated from college, she thought I was being hard on her. Probably was, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, I don't need you to graduate from a 4-year college laying around the house. Get up there and try and hit the pavement. That's what I did. Man, I went out there when I got back, man. When I was young, I hit unemployment office. I'm knocking on doors. I'm going to business. I was getting rejection letters all the time. I saved them too. Yeah, I sure enough saved it. AT&T rejected me. IBM rejected me. I was saving them letters, man. But I kept on grinding. I think they're at my mom's house. I kept grinding though, man. I kept grinding. So yeah, man. So my daughter, when she finally decided to, and sometimes it takes a child a little longer to kind of figure their way out and find their way. And she did. Now, she's on her own and doing her thing, and Jordan, let's say the name.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, they over there doing their thing. And all the kids are doing their thing. So you don't see us stressing, you know what I'm saying? They good. But the point is, what I'm trying to get at is that you got to set boundaries for these kids, man. If not, they're going to someone will take advantage of them boundaries over and over again. And as a 60-year-old grandpa, you're not going to get no rest. I have seen guys at
60?
No, I'm saying. I have seen, real talk, I have seen guys at my job would not retire from my job because they're still taking care of grandkids.
Ain't finna happen.
I'm dead serious. 70-something years old out there still working because they're still trying to take care of grandkids.
Yep, I ain't that grandmama child finna be all up in my grandchild face like that, honey. Nope. When she over here, we bonded, we doing the things or whatever. But like, I think that some people, like parents, don't have a life, so they put all of their life into their grandchild because they don't have one.
Nah.
I got a life, honey. I got a life. But anyway, so yeah, they got to work on that. So Chris also brought up the fact it was like, I know you're trying to find a good balance. Maybe you need to talk to Martell because he's a good parent. He made that clear. Even a parent for parenting skills because he's seen the balance. He's seen the co-parent well. He's seen to have all these children child that he's juggling with.
5, right?
What? I think so. Yeah, they got 4 together. Then one of what's his name? What's that? Arian child. It's on the tip of my tongue. But it's like a superhero. Started with him. But anyway, I thought the name was like a superhero. But anyway, so yeah, he doing all these juggling and all that stuff. Maybe you need to talk to him. I said, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Martell may suck as a husband, boyfriend, or whatever, but he seems to be a good father. So,
Yeah, can't take that away from him.
So now let's move on to Tisha sitting down with
Can I leave?
Nell. No, for what?
Yeah, it was unnecessary.
Yeah, Tisha sit down with Nell. Nell call her over there. She want to talk to her about, you put your face using my husband's face and stuff like that or whatever. And so I don't recall her doing that. I do call her getting close, and Nell kind of got in between it and stuff like that. But it wasn't like they were like this, honey. Yeah. But she was like, well, I'm concerned the fact that your husband brought my husband's name up twice. And then, because Tisha did what they call a deflecting. She deflected that real quick. And now we in Atlanta, and that was like 15,000 seasons ago.
We was watching it then. Cause I remember the scene in the car. Cause Tisha started crying. I remember that scene.
Yeah. And so she deflected, and now we in Atlanta. And they was like, what they got to do with anything? No, Tisha was saying what they got to do with anything. She was like, well, you brought up the fact that you said that Chris brought your husband's name up twice, and I was telling you the other time they did. So now we went on. If Marceau was there, if Chris was there, yeah, he had to take a picture because da 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 da. And that's basically what it is. And Nell raised her voice, and Tisha was like, I ain't here for it, so I'm walking. I'm leaving out. That was it. And there ain't gonna be no resolve with that. And I'm telling y'all, production, y'all gonna take all that other stuff and edit it out, honey. Next scene, we want to see them back friends, child, or whatever they call them, because we the people do not care. Like, that's so what is it? Not artificial. What's the word? Fake, but it was man-made, whatever. It's made up. So we don't care. That's it. All right, you guys. So that's all we got. I'm gonna do Hustle in Houston, whatever it's called, by myself because he ain't watch it yet. So yeah.
Too many women on there, man.
It is. Man, what you talking about? You watch Married to Medicine, be women.
They got husbands though.
Man, please.
Married to Medicine, they had their husband. I always come from
women on here.
Yeah, but they had husbands too.
They got husbands too.
No, they don't
you
be
walked
on.
in on them.
Yeah, it was like, ooh, man. It's too women centric for me. Okay, now Bell Collectors, they had their husbands on there too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. Once they start
getting it a chance, you didn't even give it a chance. You didn't watch it because they had a husband on every episode. So anyway,
they probably only for like 1 minute.
No, they weren't. Bye. So on that note, you guys, that's all we got. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
Let's put God first.
Deuces.
Hey!